Sup y'all? I know it's been a long time since I've done one of these, but I figured this is a good time to do it. So, if y'all don't know as before, I like to discuss things. And I like to talk it out with y'all to see what y'all also think on the topics that I'm about to present. But, Dcuo Talk, number whatever episode we're doing. So, what we have today is we're going to talk about a few things. We're going to talk about the stats revamp overall, the community feedback to it, PvP, electric as a power now, and the devs and the state that they are in. I want to warn y'all right now too that I am using no notes or any key points to be very detailed and organized with this. I'm going off the top of my head, so forgive me if that becomes annoying to y'all, but as always, this is one of those videos where you get to have it on the background, listen to, and just get me giving my opinions out to y'all and see what y'all think, and also to discuss. So without further ado, let's begin. So, after what seems to be like 8 or 9 months, we finally have the stats revamp. Now, what a lot of people done is they would do like a stats revamp review on the first week, and I didn't like that. Or not for me. I said, let me give it time for things to settle out, things to come out, then I would give my review, or at least give my opinion, or what I think would be the right opinion to give on the stats revamp. So we're about 3 weeks in, and overall, I want to say that I think the stats revamp is a good foundation to start off from. I think it is way better than AMs and weapon mastery and what we was in before, because if AMs and Amazon Fury, if they was to release any new DLC, AMs is going to take over it. Like for instance, like Age of Justice right now, if this wasn't released before Stats Revamp, it probably would have been a really good DLC. But because it released during those times, its longevity kind of got killed. So people, beat the instances real quickly, got their gear and stuff, which they've been saying that the revamp was in the work, but that's what I think. So, like I said, I think the stats revamp is in a good foundation right now. But that is not to say that there are some fucked up things with it that came along with it. To be honest, rushed. For y'all that don't know, stats revamp is final phase. It was rushed. It came out rushed. A lot of things y'all see that is broken now. A lot of things that are underbalanced or unperforming or overperforming. This all has to deal with, the last phase of the stats revamp was rushed. And that's probably for they had a time schedule to follow, which if they did, that's what they had to do, but along with it comes consequences. So, we have what we have. Overall though, I think it's like I say, it's a good starting point to start off from. Hopefully they go from ups and ups, but right now they gotta fix some things, which is what we're gonna get into now. So for instances, probably should I save that conversation for later. We'll do it now. But for instances, they are watching. They are watching. They are listening to the feedback, which will bring me now to my next point, which is the community's feedback to it post revamp. And boy, this is probably the most messed up part of them all. The community's feedback to it, the post revamp, I've been watching from the forums point of view and in-game point of view. And I want to start with the forums that I am very disappointed in how things were carried out. So I want to give y'all the idea in y'all head. The devs, like I said, they have been listening, and they made a follow-up announcement after the revamp was released. They made a follow-up announcement post saying, we are listening to you guys' feedback, but we can't make any further changes because we don't know what's really broken or not out there. That's it. There's more to it, but that's the general summary of it. Plus, they also gave their future plans, but that's the general summary of it. They are not going to do future things because the forums right now were in a shit show. It was a shit show at the first week of Stats Revamp. If you've been watching the forums, you would have seen it, and it's kind of still going on now. But people was on the forums, and I even predicted it. People were on the forums arguing every time there was a post made about something. Like there are people who were making posts like, "Oh, this OP is power," even though it's the first day of stats revamp. This power is OP, or this power ain't performing as good as somebody. Like it was more that people were saying they hate the stats revamp, and people who love the stats revamp would go and attack them, and then vice versa. People who loved the revamp and people who hated the revamp would go and attack them. Like, holy shit, it was it was a shitstorm. And so all of that, like I said, you got people arguing and people's trying to say things like, "Hey, there's something wrong with nature," and people was like, "Nah, nah, man, you just suck at it. Like you got to get good at it." And then people's like, "What the fuck? Like, there's something wrong with it," or like jackhammer or mental, like the mental is underperforming. People are like, "Nah, you're just not good enough." So you got these two things not correlating, or people not agreeing or disagreeing. Which there's nothing wrong with disagreeing, but when it gets to the point where you like for real, like people was out there as if people was talking about their mamas. Like that's how defensive it was on the forums. So all of that came with the devs saying like, "Hey, we can't do shit because y'all people can't agree to stuff." So that left it at that. So like I say, I'm really disappointed in how that went down. Then that brings me to Endgame. I'm disappointed in Endgame people as well. Like I know like there's some powers out there that's just like like it's broken. Like it's not even about balance or unbalanced. It's just straight up broken. But there are powers out there that's that. But there's some of y'all in-game people who instantly switch. The whole purpose of the revamp was for anybody to be any power they wanted to be, and they can be good at it. But as soon as it showed the powers that were unbalanced, instantly people switched to it. Like I'm telling you, ever since this revamp, I have not seen a mental DPS, even though it's underperforming. I have not seen a gadgets DPS. I have not seen an ice DPS. I rarely see munition DPS nowadays. Like where are these people who switched their powers, who were those powers? But after revamp, they switched, and now they claim it to be like the best shit in the world. Like their shit don't stink, and it's like, fuck, man. Like, y'all doing the same shit that y'all was doing AMs for what we on the forums or the people, community on the testing server was trying to fight for y'all so y'all can play better or at least play like how it was, since everybody want to talk about, oh, the game was better back then, all that shit. So, disappointed in that, but hey, it's whatever. Which brings me on to my next point is PvP. You're gonna have conversations with people talking about some of PvP is good, PvP is not good. Listen, y'all, PvP is shit. It's even worse than what it was back then. You have powers that are able to spam, powers that you can't counter. You got people, there's a whole new meta now, so people doing that shit. It's annoying. Like, you have to be really on point to beat some of these people who got the meta claiming right now. Like, for instance, like the PvP video I posted on versus me against those two tanks. Like, the ice tank guy, he had nothing but shields and this one move that was like, that is hitting hard. And the only time I was able to put some damage out on him is when his shield went down. So I had that little time frame of having to fuck him up the best I could. But he would instantly pop up another shield. So I had to be on point of that. Even with the fight against me versus Gall Gamer. Even though my counters were on point fighting him, he would pop up and get his health back. So I had to like literally be on point with countering him. So like I said, you got tanks that's the meta now, or not the meta, but shields that's the meta. I really do think they need to reduce the shield things. I mean, yeah, like there's some things out there, like for instance, atomic tanks. I fought a lot of atomic tanks, and I have beaten atomic tanks, but you can't counter them when they're doing their combos. You can't block their combos, so you have to really be on point, and that makes it really annoying, fighting them. That makes me not want to play PvP. But like I say, this shit, I don't see kind of a point in going back to it. I haven't really seen a DPS power dominate, like it was back then, but It's whatever. It's whatever. Like I say. But like I say, y'all, I'm rambling off, so I don't got notes. So if you think there's something, to correct me on, let me know. But the next thing I'm gonna talk about is electric. Hey, our power's good again. Like it feels good, man. Feels good. Like there's a couple of friends of mine in DCO who have told me in voice chat like, hey man, like you really deserve this shit. Like you've been this power for a long time and your power is finally good again. Like I bet you're happy as hell. Like you deserve this shit. And I'm like, yeah, dog. Like it's crazy how it is, right? And like and all these people that switch into it, like I know who's been electricity. Like don't get me wrong, but there's so many bandwagoners who switch to electricity, now. They trying to claim this shit, and it's like, come on, man. Like I get it. Like there's a lot of people before the revamp who love electricity and wanted to be it because the animation looked nice, but the power DPS wise just sucked. Like I get it. So people didn't want to be that. They're not as crazy as me and some of the guys who are electricity were. So just like say that. Like say like yeah, like I'm not claiming to be top, but I like electricity for what type of power it is or for what it looks like. So that's why I switched to it. Like I respect that more than the people who obviously wasn't electricity back then. Definitely was the OP powers back then. Like it's like say that shit, man. Like I ain't gonna hate you. Like it's a time for everybody to be whatever they want to be. Like the devs changed how powers work. So for instance, I might not like electricity. I might not like electricity the way it is now. Like I definitely don't like the healing side of it. I like the last revamp better, but hey, it's a time to try out stuff. And so I mean, hey, welcome to electricity. It's finally good again. Shit, I'll even give nature a high five that we're finally good again, even though it was kind of OP with the nature wolf form in PvP and probably PvE too. But hey, we're not gonna get in all that. There's PvP, and probably last thing I'm saying is the devs and the state that they're in now. Um, like I said, I think this is a good foundation that we are in, but the devs they really need to be on point from here on. Like it needs to be nothing but positives and positives. There need to be hot fixes. There need to be game dates, game updates. Like it's a good start. Like I feel really interested in the next DLC because I really think its longevity might be worthwhile. But they need to really be fixing these powers, listening to the communities. Hopefully listen to the community, and also we need to get our shit together on some stuff. They also need to be playtesting, testing things out, staying on top of it, making interesting DLCs. They got water coming out this August the 30th, so they got good things coming their way. But from there, I just hope it's a good game. Like I said, I don't hope for any game to be bad because I'm a gamer and I love to play games. And for bad games to come out, that just hurts me. For what type of guy I am. But yeah, good. Like I say, hopefully we go from positives to positives. Hopefully they go from there. Then we'll be able to say, hey man, DCO is worth playing again. Um, I think if you found yourself another MMO, like if you already got yourself another MMO, like you are already playing, for instance, Final Fantasy 14, people at Warcraft. I was playing Black Desert Online. Like if you already found an MMO, I don't think DCO is worth coming back to yet. I do think you should come check it out and see, where things are at the most, but there's still a lot of things they need to work on to fix. And I say, if you found another game, you're just good. You're still good to go to chill for a bit over there. So I don't think it's worth to come back to, but it definitely has caught my attention for me to look at DCO and be like, all right, I see what they're doing. I like what they're doing over here, but hey, like I said, they got to be on top of things from here on out. But overall, man, that's just what I think. I hope y'all enjoyed the video, these DCO talks, man. Like I say, I like to talk about this stuff and hear what the community has to say about it. So, till next time, y'all. Y'all come back now. You're here. Enjoy yourselves and have fun. Take it easy. Peace.